pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Brother Jonathan, will you please come forward? Where you at up there? Brother Jonathan Sargent is going to be leading us in our invocation night. He is from Blickport Pentecostal Church. Thank you, sir.
Would it be all right if I read a couple passages of scriptures?
Yes, it would be.
All right. I was reading in Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 13. I was reading this today, but it says, "Choose some well-respected men from each tribe who are known for their wisdom and understanding, and I will appoint them as your leaders." He said, "So I took the wise and respected men who you had selected from the tribes and appointed them to serve as judges and officials over you. Some were responsible for 1,000, some for 100, some for 50, and some were 10. At that time I instructed the judges, you must hear the cases of your fellow Israelites and the foreigners living among you. Be perfectly fair in your decisions and impartial in your judgments. Hear the cases of those who are poor as well as those who are rich. Don't be afraid of anyone's anger, for the decision you make is God's decision." In 2 Chronicles chapter 1 and verse 7, Solomon asking for wisdom, and it says, "And in that night did God appear unto Solomon and said unto him, Ask what I shall give thee. And he said, Give me now wisdom and knowledge, that I may go out and come in before this people. For who can judge this thy people that is so great?" Well, thank you all for allowing prayer up here. If everyone will bow your head, please. Almighty God, our Heavenly Father, we thank you, Lord, for these leaders, for this group that's gathered today. We ask you to bless this meeting this afternoon, and that every decision that is made would be led by you. For we know that your word says, except the Lord build the house, they labor but in vain. Lord, we pray for unity. We pray for a unified vision for Morgan County. We ask you to help lay aside any differences or past discord and to move forward. Lord, we pray that each decision would be in the best interest of those of Morgan County. We pray that each decision would be made without partiality or self-glory. Your word says that you'll bless those who help the weak and downtrodden. So, Lord, guide each decision that is made. We ask all these things in Jesus' holy name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, John. Roll call. Is that a form?
We have forms.
All right. Let's go ahead and do the minutes.
Did Randy get you all the minutes?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a partial accept the minutes. Yes, sir.
Did you shake it?
Oh, you did not. Sorry. We have a motion on the floor. It's been properly seconded to approve the minutes as presented. Is there any amendments or changes or discussion? There being none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. We're going to go a little bit out of order here. We got a guest speaker tonight, and it's Lizzie Gilliam, and she's from SWORD. And Lizzie, you're going to be talking to us about internet.
Yes.
Yeah, internet. And she's going to talk about a nice little discount too for veterans and seniors.
Yes.
Right. Okay, great.
Ma'am. Okay. First of all, can everybody hear me okay? Had this problem last time I was here. I'm probably loud enough. Could no one? We good? Okay, cool. So as the judge mentioned, I'm from SOAR, and that stands for Shaver Appalachian Region. We are a nonpartisan nonprofit, and we work in 54 counties across the eastern Appalachian Kentucky area. I am Lizzie Gillum. I am originally from Morgan County. Used to be Keaton. I got asked that last time, so I'm just going to go ahead and preface with that. I live in Elliott County now, and I work in 6 different counties across our region. I work in Elliott, Jackson, McLaughlin, Morgan, Elsley, and Wolfe counties. And my official title is Digital Navigator. And I'm here to help with internet access, any kind of digital skills work, and also get connected to the internet. So the ACP, I don't know if you've all heard of it. Most people haven't, so that's okay. It's called the Affordable Connectivity Program, and it is a Federal Communications Commission benefit program that helps households get internet. It is $30 a month off your internet if you qualify. So, who qualifies? pension, a survivor's benefit, or if you receive lifetime benefits, you can qualify for the program. And you can also qualify for your child if they receive free and reduced price school lunch or any kind of Medicaid or SNAP. Besides ACP, we are working to get some digital skills classes going. I'm working with the library on that. They're trying to get their makerspace up right now, so that's a little bit slow, but hopefully those will be happening soon. I do offer one-on-one tech support as well. And I am in Mountain Telephone's office on Mondays and Wednesdays. And all that to say, I won't be here next week because I will be out of town, unfortunately. So our goal with this program is to assist, residents of this county to not only access internet, because we know we have great internet, but what are you going to do with it? What do you want to do with it? Is there any way I can help connect you to resources that you want to use? If you want to get your GED, if you need help finding someone who can help you with that, or if you want to go to college, if you need help with that. So I'm just here as a resource to help guide people, on their journey with the internet. But yes, that's all. I just wanted to get up here and let you all know about the program. I don't want to take up too much of your time because I know you all have things to do. So that's all.
Have you got your contact information? How can they reach you?
Yes, I do. I can give you my cell phone number or in my email. My cell phone is 606-495-1143. Or you can email me at Lizzie, Lizzie, @store-ky.org. So, and I'll stay a little bit in case anybody has questions. So.
Question.
Yes.
When do you anticipate you'll have the schedule worked out with the library, and how will that be made available to the public?
Well, we do have a social media page. It's just called Store on Facebook. And when we get something up and going, we will post about it on there. I will try to get the library to also post about it as well. I'm sure they will. Like I said, they're still working on their makerspace, so that's kind of a work in progress. But I'm really excited, and they're really great, so I'm excited to be working with them. Any other questions?
Thank you, Lizzie.
Thank you.
We'll go along with the treasurer's report is next. Treasurer, you're on.
I just wanted to make a few brief comments, not near as lengthy as what I did last time, about some of the things that we've been continuing to find. We have found a host of problems with the payroll function since our last meeting. It just looks at, every time we look at payroll, we find something else wrong. And it's safe to say that there's errors in practically every single payroll record, every employee record has got something wrong with it. Our support person at Fiscal Soft is a former county treasurer in McCracken County, and she says that she's never seen anything in this bad a shape. Payroll. And here are some examples of things that we found. We found a salaried employee had been overpaid because of incorrect processing of holiday pay. A salaried employee don't get holiday pay. Salaried employee is salaried employee. Holiday pay is for hourly people. We discovered a few employees that were having payroll deductions for no reason. Have no idea why they were being done. We found that changes to employee records were not being documented. Any change to an employee payroll record should be and is being documented and filed in the employee's personnel file. We discovered that several employees are not having proper deductions for participation in the Kentucky Public Pensions Authority. We also found cases where the required employer matching amounts are incorrect or missing altogether. we've discovered a host of problems with self-pay insurance. Either the self-pay deductions are missing or wrong amounts are being withheld. There apparently has been no effort on the part of the former treasurer to correct these issues, to reconcile withholdings with the insurance bills that come each month. As we reported last month, those insurance bills have been paid from the general fund for many months rather than try to fix the problem. We have discovered dozens and dozens of unposted transactions from the payroll system to the payroll bank account. We have found several instances of deposits that should have gone into the payroll account that were deposited into the general fund. And we have fixed a few of those. I think we've fixed all we've found so far. When doing account recon, which I started on last week, we found an outstanding payroll funding check from August 31st of 2020, $10,605.76 that should have been deposited to the payroll account. And as a follow-up, staff personnel later found the actual check in the former treasurer's desk while looking for some other documents. Since the last meeting, we have paid the December 2022 outstanding balance on the CAPA, that's the Kentucky Public Pension Authority system, in the amount of $63,713.90. We also paid $8,011.24 for retirement insurance and expense reimbursement, which included $3,000 of penalties because it hadn't been filed on timely. The January 2023 billing from CAPA was paid on time in the amount of $40,874.20 on the 10th day of February without penalty. And as far as we know right now, CAPA payments and reporting are up to date. We've paid a total of $112,599.34 to CAPA since the last meeting. That's what it took to get us square with them. There has been a total of $22,000 of fines paid to CAPA since 2019. In other words, the former treasurer was late with 22 months of CAPA settlements since 2019. We are now current with all payroll withholding settlements. That is to the IRS, the Kentucky withholding, retirement, whatever. Concerning the payment of sales taxes, we were contacted last week by the Department of Revenue that sales tax return filings were delinquent since November of 2021. That being the first and only report that was ever filed. Morgan County is required to file sales tax returns monthly. Remember, sales taxes are due because of monies that come from the wellness center. We are awaiting credentials from Revenue to allow us to file the delinquent returns online. Hopefully we'll have those the first next week. As soon as these returns are filed, we will pay current amounts due, and we should be current with DOR, assuming that we don't uncover any further issues. We discovered a payment from the Rebuild Morgan County account to Thomas Adventures LLC in the amount of $14,391 on May the 21st of 2020. We have examined the fiscal court minutes prior to and after that date for several months, and no fiscal court approval for that was found. Also, this transaction was not recorded on the books of fiscal court. This account actually is off the books. This is an unapproved off the books transaction with public money, pure and simple. During November and December of 2020, there was a series of payments to Hilliard, Kentucky, a cleaning products company, totaling $96,840.63. An examination of fiscal court minutes found no approval for these purchases, as well as no documentation supporting the competitive bidding requirements for expenditures that exceed $30,000. And last item is we were informed by DLG last week that they had not been provided a signed copy of the fiscal year 23, the current budget, which should have been in their hands before July the 1st of 22. In addition to that, DLG had not been provided the required signature page from the first quarter fiscal year 23 financial report, which should have been filed on or before October 20th of 22. Both of these items, among other things, are required to be on file with DLG. Failure to provide this and other required documentation would result in the holdup of DLG approving the proposed FY24 budget that will be submitted in the next few months for their review. This is just another example of failure of the previous administration to follow the law and regulations that govern fiscal court. That's all the comments I have on that, Judge.
Okay.
I can cover these other items here.
Yeah, go ahead. Go on down your list.
We are seeking authorization to apply for a credit card and to open a new Amazon account. I don't know how this was being done previously. I suppose there was a different account or something, but we wanted to have new credentials in Amazon so that there wasn't any possibility for somebody getting into it that didn't need to be into it.
Yeah, it was under a person's name.
So we're asking authorization to apply for a credit card for the Amazon account
As a fiscal court.
as a fiscal court. Yes.
I'll second.
All right.
Who made the motion?
We have a motion on the floor. It's been properly second to approve for the fiscal court to open an Amazon credit card account. Any discussion or questions? Just so you know, this is, when we order stuff, so we can get it in, and it also helps at the, with the wellness center and other places, we can go directly in and get it in here pretty fast. So, any other discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
I'll discuss the payroll match check that we found, $10,605.76. We need authorization to void that old check and to reissue it so that we get the money into the account where it belongs.
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. It's been properly seconded for a payroll match check to avoid the old one and reissue the new one. Is there any discussion or questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
I met with a representative of U.S. Bank a couple of weeks ago in Moorhead concerning the real properties accounts, and we need approval for the judge and the county treasurer to be authorized signers on those real properties 1, real properties 2, and rebuild Morgan County accounts.
So once you are signers, we can go ahead and get that out there and get it moved
Well,
over, right?
So we're going to sit there and discuss that.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Gotcha.
But at least we'll have control of it.
Okay.
We have no control right now.
I'll make the motion.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. It's been properly seconded for approval for the judge and treasurer to be authorized signers on U.S. bank accounts for real properties 1, real properties 2, and rebuild. Is there any questions or discussion? There being none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Miles, do you want to speak to the issue?
Yeah, I mean, I can. pretty briefly. So, like, we're going to be getting all this kind of money back, and the money that would satisfy these lawsuits, if anything fell back to the county, would be the asset itself, which is, the transit facility and the other ones involved, the wellness center. Okay. The wellness center will be there as asset capital, but we'd like to have some money on hand that if there was anything that we needed to pay out, we could do it in cash rather than, lean on the building itself. So I do feel confident that there's a decent amount of money in there that would cover what we're looking at if it did fall back to us. But I think that we'd be on a little bit more better footing if we brought it back in, but we brought it in as like a line item or like an escrow account, to where if there was a judgment that fell against Morgan County, we would have something there to pay it out of. If we take it back in and we spend it all, that's great if nothing ever comes of it, and it's great if we've got enough money otherwise to come back and pay it. But it's always good to kind of put that aside and make sure that we can get through this litigation hurdle before we just kind of spend it on other stuff.
Do you see any kind of time frame on that, Miles, as far as when it could be over with?
Circuit court cases go for years, is the bad part about that. The good part about it is it has been going for years, and so hopefully there'll be something kind of we can see on the horizon. But it's not up to us. We're kind of in the back seat in the situation. The lawyers from the two masonry companies are kind of fighting it out. Will Morgan County owe anything? I don't know. Will Rebuild owe anything, or Real Properties 2 or Real Properties 1? I don't know. But I don't want to take that money, spend it all, and then you guys owe $250,000 that we don't have. That's not a good situation. Worst case scenario is it gets taken care of and we have that money there and we can use it later.
Okay, so best thing to do is just act like we don't have $300,000 per hour.
Take control of it. Just make sure that we safeguard it until we figure out what's going on.
Okay.
And that's the plan. We'll put into a special.
You mentioned the transit building. I've had numerous people talk about the empty buildings in town. What is the situation with that transit building?
I'll be meeting with LKLP here in the next couple of weeks, and I'm going on a Zoom with them. We're going to work that out. I'm going to find out what the deal is.
Good deal. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Moving on. In your packet, there is an emergency budget amendment. And let me just give you some background here. The budget has had absolutely no attention in terms of keeping up with the revenues that come in that are over budget estimates, and also, applying that money to appropriation accounts as needed. We're 8 months into the fiscal year now, and there's never been a budget amendment. Typically, there would be dozens of budget amendments. But in this case, I'm asking the court to declare an emergency. Let me read what I have here. The Morgan County Fiscal Court hereby declares a financial emergency due to the inattention to various receipts of revenue that the Fiscal Court has booked since July 1 of 2022, without proper recognition through the normal amendment process, and along with the need to cover many appropriation accounts that are over budget. And what we've done is we've gone through and found many accounts totaling $725,385 that were monies that had been received in the general and the road fund that had not been properly recognized. And that's what a budget amendment does. And with an emergency amendment, we can make this amendment effective upon your vote. If you vote affirmative on it, then we can make it effective tonight, and it will affect our books immediately. A normal budget amendment has to have a first reading. It has to be sent to DLG for their blessing. It has to come back to the court within 7 to 21 days. It has to have a second reading, and then in the interim, there has to be stuff published in the paper before and after it's adopted. So it takes quite a while to get that done, and that's fine. If you manage the process, that's not a problem. But in this case, it hasn't been managed at all. It's just been let go with no attention whatsoever. So we're asking that this will be, that you will declare this emergency and that you will vote on this budget amendment. And as an aside to that, while it's not required, it's always been my practice before to publish this in the paper anyway. It don't have to be, but I'll publish it anyway in summary form, so that the citizens will see what you've done. So first of all, you need to declare the emergency. If that's acceptable, then vote on the budget amendment.
So declare it.
Declare it
Motion
and vote on it. You need motions on both of them.
All right. Okay, first we'll I need a motion to declare the emergency.
I'll make a motion.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. It's been properly seconded, which with the fiscal court of Morgan County will be declaring an emergency budget amendment as written out and stated by the treasurer. Is there any questions or discussion? Any questions or discussion?
So what exactly is this going to do?
Well, there's all these line items that you see on the first page, the revenues, all those line items are showing money that's been received into the budget, but it's not been incorporated into the budget. And so what we've done is we went through and found all those, and then we went through on the appropriation side. We have several accounts that are over, so we covered those accounts, and we parked money in some accounts that we know we're going to need, and then what we didn't use, we dropped in the reserve for transfers. Now the money that's in the reserve for transfers was a transfer authorization from the court at any meeting. We can transfer money from those accounts to any appropriation account to cover it. Okay?
Any other further questions or discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
The next item was interfund transfer. We ran into a little bit of a problem this afternoon with that, and we're going to confer with DLG, so we'll have this at the next meeting. It's not on here, but I want to talk about the road fund.
Yeah.
You recall the last time we reported that certain discretionary and flex road funds had not been applied for in several years, and the staff has worked very, very hard on this, and have been able to apply on the discretionary funds for $443,781. And this is road money. We were told today or yesterday or whenever that they were going to have to inspect, we're going to have to send somebody from the state out to inspect the roads. So this is kind of on hold until that process completes.
That's on the discretionary.
That's on the discretionary.
Not on the full.
Now on the flex, they've applied for $426,309. And it's my understanding that that's forthcoming.
Yes.
So we'll have this money that was failed to be applied for. And we were told that none of this money had been claimed since 2019.
And the state was very good about working with us on this.
They have.
They really, some of this was past the deadline already. And they didn't really have to, they've agreed to roll it over.
Next item is approval to open a new payroll account. As I stated in my comments, the payroll system and the payroll account in particular is just a total disaster. I mean, it would take a big 5 accounting firm 2 months to to reconcile it. What's been offered to us by our support people and kind of tangentially by our auditors, because they can't really tell you what to do, is that we should open a new payroll account. And so what we plan to do, with your approval, is to open a new payroll account at Commercial Bank and we gotta order checks and have this account ready to go at the 1st of April. And so at the first payroll in April, that'll be processed through the new payroll account. The old payroll account we'll just leave it alone for a couple of months to let everything that's out there clear, and we pretty much know what that is. And because it's in such a mess, we're not even gonna try to reconcile it. I mean, I just don't think, I could probably work on that the rest of my time here, and probably couldn't get it done. But that's what we wanna do. We want authority to open a new payroll account, make it effective use, April the 1st.
Make a motion to open a new account.
I'll say.
We have a motion on the floor. It's been properly seconded to open a new payroll account. Is there any further questions or discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Assuming that this flex money comes in, we would like approval to make a partial payment on the outstanding blacktop invoices. You're saying maybe a 10% partial payment we'd like to make. And how much approximately would that be?
Around 79,000 and around 5,200.
Okay, so you're looking 80 some thousand.
That's 10% of the two blacktop invoices that we have.
Yes,
One
that's
is
10%.
for, we owe people around 793,000 plus, and Stanford's, we owe them around 52,000.
And I mean, both those companies have been very gracious in working with us through this, especially Hinkle and Stanford's office. They provided us invoices that we didn't have.
Yeah, they helped with this flex process.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been crazy trying to find this stuff. And so they've been very helpful, and Hinkle has been very patient in waiting for this money. And they've been on the phone with them daily about this. And I think we can start out just doing this 10%, and then we go through this. I believe those companies will both work with us, but we talking to them about a payment method to get through this. But we need to make that first 10% and get it to them in this quarter. I make a motion to do this. All right, we have a motion on the floor. It's been properly seconded to make partial payments of 10% to Hinkle and Sanford on outstanding blacktop invoices. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Next item, we touched on this briefly at the last meeting, I think, but we would like the ability to cut off incoming bills, monthly bills, 2 days prior to the regular meeting. And the reason for this is manyfold, actually. First of all, it takes quite a bit of time to assemble all this information and get it ready for the meeting. And if you have people bringing in invoices the day of a meeting and trying to get them paid, it just really makes it tough to get it all done. And so what we would do if you approve of it is we would establish a 2-day prior to regular meeting deadline, and we would advertise this in the paper, and probably would make a flyer to send out with some of our vendors, and maybe give us a couple of months before we actually put it into effect, so that everybody knows it, knows what to expect. We done this years ago when I was treasurer, and it worked it worked a lot better that way.
Make a motion to the cutoff date is 2 days prior to the regular meeting.
I'll say.
We have a motion on the floor, it's been properly seconded, to create a cutoff date 2 days, 48 hours, prior to regular meetings, to pay, for the invoices to come in and to go through the process of being paid. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
I also wanted to just touch on, it's not on the agenda, but wanted to touch on the ARPA. If you remember, you authorized us to pursue the revenue loss program through the ARPA at the last meeting. And we sat in on that the next day and got the required information to the finance officer. And over the weekend, we got back an approval for the revenue loss of approximately $1.2 million. Now, we've ran into a couple of issues. There was a mistake made somewhere along the way concerning one of the interim programs for the premium pay. We're out of balance a couple $100. We're trying to figure that out. And it was what the aim is here, we want to zero out the account with the new program and the fees that we do the agents. So that's what's holding it up. I just want you to know that that's in the works, and that should be forthcoming pretty soon. Let me see if I have anything else here, Judge. Yeah.
Still need a motion to vote on that.
On the budget amendment.
On the budget. Ordinance relating to annual budget. We did a budget amendment.
We
don't know.
We played the emergency.
declared the
We declared an
emergency.
We still need to do
Vote
this.
on that.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that we make an emergency amendment on that budget term.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. It's been properly seconded to make an emergency amendment on the budget. For an ordinance relating to the annual budget and amendment thereof, whereas Morgan County, Kentucky has realized unbudgeted receipts, be it ordained by Morgan County of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Any questions or concerns or discussion?
How much did you say that was for again?
Total.
$725,385.40.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We'll get you a package of this, so you'll have all this.
Thanks.
All right, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Let me just go briefly through some of the things that are in your packet. There's a current financial statement after the payment of bills. Of course, it also includes the unpaid bill. There's a revenue condition report and an appropriation condition report, which is the report we use to come up with the budget amendment. There's a report of accounting conferences. This is what we owe right now, and we paid all the bills from last time have been paid, except for the big ones that are in arrears. But that's what that is. There's a liabilities register, which we didn't bring the meeting before last, actually. This goes with the financial statement to Frankfurt. Just shows the details of the liabilities of the county. There's a couple of things in here. One of them is the Public Properties Corporation financial statement, which is something that the auditors have gigged us on many times. But this is the financial statement of January 1 through 12/31 of 2022, showing all 6 of the accounts at both banks, and what the activity has been and what the grand total balance is. The other colored page is a follow-up of findings, and you will see this continuing till it's all done. The follow-up of findings from the June 30th, 22 audit and corrective action being taken. Now, I'm not gonna go through this in detail. You read it. If you have any questions, you can feel free to contact me. But this is an effort to keep you all informed of what we're doing to clean up the issues in the audit. And as I said, this will be coming every month for a while. You also have in your packet all the bills that have been paid since the last meeting, and also the payroll that's been paid since the last meeting. And I would ask that both of those reports would be ratified.
Okay. Give them a chance to review it.
One's the payroll, and one's the bills that have been paid. Pardon me? Yeah, they approved the payroll. It's been my practice to always bring back things that have been paid so they can be ratified.
There's a couple things listed here on the conferences for March the 1st. We had talked about that school siren project. What's gonna come with that?
Well, Vicki, where we at on it right now? We're still waiting on the,
They made us an offer to put in, solar so that it won't require
maintenance.
electrical
That's
hookup
what's cool.
and, at no extra charge. So we can either accept that, or if we try to withdraw, then they're gonna charge us 80%.
80% of it.
$59,000.
So
You know, it's a signed contract.
Signed contract.
it's a signed contract by the previous administration, so we really don't have a choice at the best deal they give us. And the solar thing would keep us from having to do it, because that's a lot of maintenance on those things. That would be a little bit better than dealing with electrical and everything else. What do you think? What is 80%?
About,
A lot of money.
Yeah.
you're looking at about 147,000 or something.
Yeah.
About.
We get nothing. So at least with this, we'll get something, and it'll be solar powered, so we're innovative.
Yeah, if I remember a couple months ago, last month, whenever, that we talked about it, it's in that grant, or in that contract, that it has to go there, right? On the schools,
Schools.
even those schools,
Schools really don't want it, but
No, that's the purpose of the whole grant.
yeah, that's the premise of it, is it goes to the schools, and that was, but was the schools even consulted on that?
Well, yes,
They were?
yeah, in both cases they were.
They were? All right.
and
Also, something that needs to be mentioned is, we're going to have to take some kind of action. We've already filed one extension at the time. And that extension is going to expire at the end of June. So, you know, something more, I don't know if we can fit an additional extension.
What will,
If we
additional
don't
extension ain't gonna do us any,
Well, if we don't file an extension, then we lose our right to get that money reimbursed to us after
Oh,
the project is completed.
Yeah.
See, once you complete this
We'll get it
project,
reimbursed.
it'll be inspected,
Oh, okay.
and then
it's a
we'll
FEMA
get that
project. Oh, yeah, it is a FEMA
money
project. We'll
reimbursed.
get reimbursed for
Yes,
it.
but it has to be completed, inspected, be in working order before we're allowed to.
And paid for.
And paid
And
for.
paid for, yes, first.
How much is FEMA gonna reimburse?
Well, it's typically 85%.
In this situation, I use it, so.
But you have to come up with all the funds up front first, and it has to be worked out.
Do they, I guess that they tie this in with, would they tie it in with the tornado siren in town, or how would all that,
That's something I gotta talk.
where's Raven at? There she is, yeah. Put her,
That was the original intent.
Yeah,
all right,
that one kinda caught me by surprise, Ron.
yeah.
Sirens.
Well,
No.
No.
So you need do we need a motion to go ahead and do this, or are we, what do you need to?
Well, I mean, if we want to ask for an extension, we don't need any action.
We don't need to ask, I guess we just need to go ahead and do it, because we're kind of boxed in a corner here, and we're not gonna go anywhere, so we just move forward with it. And you don't need a motion on that, because it's already,
Yeah, it's already been done.
but is everybody in agreement with it?
Yep.
I mean, it's not like there's a lot of choice, you know. Okay, all right, unless we want to miles of sewer. All right, that's all, we need a motion to ratify the bills.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
All right, we have a motion on the floor, it's been properly second to ratify the bills as presented. Any questions or discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
I have one other thing that I wanted to just touch on. At the last meeting, you raised an issue about the local assistance travel contingency fund. And we got the document looked at, talked to RJ about it. And basically, what it says under this program, recipients have broad discretion on use of the funds, similar to the ways in which they may use funds generated from their own local revenue sources. Specifically, recipients may use the funds on any governmental purpose other than lobbying activity. So we're good. Judge, I think that may be all I have.
Now, one more thing, sure? All right. Thank you, Tommy, appreciate your hard work, and also what the staff's been doing, get all this together. They've been working really hard on this. Hold on. You have,
Is it appropriate to have a comment on the floor?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I had been privileged to come to some of the other meetings, but I have rarely heard such financial chaos in my life on taxpayer funds. And I would like to ask, does the fiscal court have an audit yearly?
Yes.
Is it required to have an audit yearly?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay, and published in the paper?
yes.
So if we had an audit every year, why are we in this mess?
Well, basically, we have audits every year, and the most recent one was published in the paper like 2 weeks ago or something. But basically what we're finding, and if you look back at the last 4 or 5 audits, you find the same findings being written up, audit after audit after audit. And what that's saying to you is that the people who are running, the county judge and others responsible for seeing that this stuff is taken care of are just ignoring it.
So does the state not step in when this occurs without any correction?
The last audit, several items in the last audit were referred to the Department of Local Government, which the Department of Local Government oversees county finances. They were made aware of what's going on a month ago or a month and a half ago.
Month and a half ago.
They had no idea what was going on here. And we made them aware of it and pointed out to them that their financial statement that they had was incorrect. If they'd have read the audit report, it had $1.6 million worth of unpaid bills in it. They hadn't read it.
Do we need a forensic audit where we can more pinpoint and have people responsible in these jobs that they swore an oath as part of our citizenry that we have elected and we trusted that? Obviously misplaced trust. I'm very, very concerned about this situation.
Well, and as are we. To answer your question, we could probably hire somebody to come in here and do it, but it needs to be somebody higher up the food chain than just an auditor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Auditors, as I stated last week or week before, whenever the last meeting was, they usually take a much higher level look at stuff. But now we've been looking at it in the weeds, deep in the weeds. And it costs a lot of money to get them to come here and do what they do. Even though it's required, we still have to pay for it.
I'm just one taxpayer, but this is all our taxpayers' money.
You're absolutely right.
With these findings, is anybody gonna be held accountable? Are we gonna lock them up? I agree with this lady here.
Yeah.
It's pitiful what is happening to our tax dollars in this county. And I think 90% of the people that's in here knows what happened and where it went and all that. I just think we need somebody in here that's got some power and hold these people accountable. And if they're guilty, throw them in jail.
Well, at the last court meeting, I did state that, we have notified the proper agencies involved. And we will wait and see, this court has done its due diligence. The KRS says that once we are recognize something, then we have to report it. And that's what this court has been doing. Everybody on this court is what we've been doing. And once we learned of it, we started reporting it. We're reporting it to the citizens of the county now. And we have reported it to the appropriate authorities up the food chain too. Now, what they do, we'll have to wait and see.
Is there any kind of urgency been put on this, or are we just taking the attitude, wait and see?
No, we're not taking the wait and see. We have to let them look at their information and they let them make their decisions. I mean, those people, they're going to either do it or not. We'll find out here pretty soon, I would think. I don't know too. I'm just as much in the dark in this as everybody else here. I think this is new territory for all of us.
What we're set about doing right now is trying to clean the mess up.
Yeah.
Trying to get the books halfway straightened out. Because we're going to be starting the budget process here next month. And, we found hundreds of transactions that have been posted wrong. Sheena has worked diligently to clean that stuff up, and every time we look, we find more.
Yeah.
And we've been going backwards more than we've been going forwards in the last month and a half. And it's our aim, number one, to try to get these audit issues taken care of, but secondarily, to try to get the books in some kind of reasonable shape to be able to do the new budget and to hand off a new set of books on July the 1st to the next term. And it's really tough. We've made significant progress, but we've still got a long ways to go.
Yeah, that forensic audit you're talking about, this staff has been doing it. I mean, you would not believe how deep they're going into the weeds in this, and that's then coming around and reporting it back to the county. And of course, we're sending it up the food chain too as we get it. I mean, we've told the major stuff, but to get this county back in shape, our focus right now of this court is to get things running again. We got a broke roads department; those guys don't have equipment and stuff. I mean, we're in a mess, and so right now, every magistrate and everybody here, every staff member, we're just focused on trying to get things fixed. And we've notified the people that's going to make the other decision. And yes, we will pursue it and see where they're coming from. But the first thing we gotta do is make sure the services of the county, that we can plow snow, that we can take gravel where it needs to be. My first 2 or 3 weeks, I had to just guess if I had money to take a truckload of gravel out for a turnaround for a school bus. I didn't know if I could do it or not. And that's the situation we're in. I feel more comfortable now that we got Tommy in here and the staff has been doing everything, and I'm getting more comfortable with everything. But until we get it's still deep. The other day, 36 mistakes you found in one account on payroll? Yeah, 35. I mean, we're taking up our time trying to fix this stuff. I mean, our whole day is spent. Until Tommy came in here, I didn't even have time to be judged. I was too busy helping her with accounting and treasurer stuff. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I'm trying to go get road stuff done, bring business to this county, and I can't because I'm spending my dang time doing this stuff, and it should have never happened. I need to get my blood pressure down. Yes, we'll pursue whatever we need to, but I also got to get this thing running. But I got an ambulance service up there I'm worried about. I mean, there's a lot of things going on right now. This is so many spokes in the irons in the fire. It's crazy. So that's basically where we're at. But yes, to your question, we're doing what we can, and it's not a wait and see, but we got to give them time. Any other questions while we're on this subject? Okay, let's move on. Thank you for those questions. Those were good questions. Thank you for asking them. So you're done, Mr. Treasurer?
Yeah, I'm done as far as
All right.
On the gravel haul, on the haul bills, we just call a query and they deliver it, or
Yeah.
are you gonna bid that later? Or?
Well, we're operating off the current bid, I believe. Yeah, we're operating off current bids. Yeah. We're using the bid from the last administration right now that was presented, so we're good on that. But I'd really, if I had my trucks, we could go get them ourselves, but we don't have those. Yeah, but that's a hydraulic issue. Okay, anything else from the magistrates? Any other questions? All right, let's move along. Roads and bridges. Roads Department, you're on deck. Bring her up. What you got for us?
This month, since last week, we used 350 gallons of gas, 683 gallons of diesel. We fixed numerous roads, hauled rock what we could haul, because of the budget. We couldn't get all these roads. I was hoping people in the county understand, we are having issues right now, and you can tell some of the roads, and if you call in, I assure you, it's on the list. I've got the list here. They'll give the magistrate, judge, and so forth. The jobs we completed this month, the jobs that we have completed. And this flood that come in last week, we've had to put on hold what we was doing prior. And we've got our bus turns and everything on there. Y'all can look at all of them there. Those that's highlighted on the jobs completed there is jobs we've got completed the day after I've done printed all this stuff off. So they'll be able to complete the jobs. And any questions about any of the roads or anything as far as what was done between brush cutting and the snow plow, what snow we had that taken care of. That's where most of our diesel and gas come from there. And you start running that big tractor and the excavator and stuff like that, it might get 2 miles per gallon, some of it does.
Yeah.
So you can only imagine the price of that. But I've been fortunate enough with the snow this year, not to be no worse than that. You know, those things, parts comes in like a line, goes out like a line, goes out like a line, goes out like a line. So that's what we have to look forward to there. Is there any questions over that? anything you all see or anything. And, there's a paved lane up there. If you notice on the paper, I've got FEMA right up the side of it. I spoke to Vicky about it, and it is still under FEMA. I think we have to the end of the year to get that bidded out and be able to get that taken care of.
But it won't last till the end of the
It
year.
won't last then.
It's against Steve Pack's garage. There's a tree on his garage, and it is grew from as big as this desk to probably 150 foot
Are
long.
you talking about that,
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks,
I mean, the road's gone. It's going out in front of Connie Peters' house. It's just,
well, it's like an earthquake,
yeah,
thing.
it's, and that garage has got it chopped right now. And
That's the only thing I hope.
so, and then if it goes through his garage or whatever, he's got some bunch of tools and stuff. He told me that there's,
Rubber stuff, the damaged tire up there. That is something I think that we need to.
it's gonna be an emergency if we don't get somebody in there to do something.
All right.
So,
I understand which everybody here just started the budget. I understand, money situation and stuff, but that's something gonna cost us more in the long run if we don't get that something done.
Exactly. I agree with you.
Any other questions as far as?
we have a road up on Law Street. Water is going right in front of Betty Helton's house.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is, the creek has just kept growing together.
Mm-hmm.
There's all kinds of, I got pictures, but there's all kinds of trees that I guess when they go up there and cut them, it's still, they're just sprouting up willows all over it. And we either need to ask for permission from where the lake is there about getting into the creek and digging the creek out.
Okay.
Or ask for forgiveness.
Well, one thing I want to do is my emergency manager here. There she is. We need to get up real fast and do some assessments, damage assessments. I'd like to meet with the emergency manager of roads tomorrow. The items that he's talking about, I also want to add the creek banks and stuff into it. And we're going to get all this and put it together and use survey 1, 2, and 3 and turn that into the state and see if we need to declare a disaster. So
Yeah, I already started on the survey 1, 2, 3.
yeah, and she's already started. In fact, I got to commend Raven. She went out there Friday, Thursday or whatever, and started looking at this right off the bat and recording all the information. I believe our search and rescue folks were out there. Roads department was out there. So we've already started collecting all this data. So we got it there. We just got to start doing it. Betty's up there in front of Betty's house. We can add that into it. And we also need Anthony and Raven to look at any other creek work that we could throw in there from damage from this recent storm.
Well, at the mouth of Laurel Ford.
Yeah.
It floods every time the creek gets up there.
Yeah.
For the state, when they built the new road, they've got to build a big bridge there. And It's got one opening, then it got to get up so high.
Well, there's a bridge there. That's even better. That means we can take that and incorporate it.
So we're going to have to do something there.
Well, I think we got enough money to reach the threshold, which I think is what, 100,000 or 60,000 or something like that. Oh, it's 50. All right, it's even lower. It's $50,000 to reach that threshold. I think we got more than enough. I've been talking to several other judges around surrounding counties, and they're going to do the same thing. So we're trying to coordinate myself, some of the other judges, and so we can go ahead and get this money from FEMA and get the governor on board with it. But the governor can't do nothing until we give him this information.
I had a quick question. There is a working guy. He drives a semi. I think it's up Lower Nickel Branch Road. It's off of Murphy Fork. There's some barriers that kind of prevent him from being able to get in there. I went up there. I'm definitely no expert on roads or whatever, but it kind of looks like maybe it might be in our easement, might not. It looks like it's within that 15 foot from the center of the roadway situation. If you all could generate a report whether it is or is not being blocked by these, there's some cement. Okay, good. Awesome. If you all could just tell me whether it is, whether it isn't, I could get back with this guy. He's been pretty patient, for about the last year or so, kind of waiting on for us to determine if it's in the easement or not. But if you all could get back to me, that'd be great.
Personally, to be honest with you, didn't know exactly if it went to the ditch or if it goes from a certain footage from the center of the road or from the edge of the road. that was something I had to get you all on.
Unless it's when you take it in, unless you designate it to be something different, then it's usually 15 foot from the center of the road over. Sometimes, as I said, the fiscal court could say 10 foot or just the 8 foot or whatever, but and it's hard to know when this road was taken in, to be honest with you, to see the parameters. But if it's not mentioned, then the default is 15 from the center, I
15
believe.
from the center. That's correct. We also, Miles, just that brings another question to mind. If we have a county property and somebody's parking trucks on it at night, and other activities are starting to happen around it, are we okay with going in and telling them that they cannot park there?
Yeah, so
I
it's
hate to
not.
spring that on you, but
Look, not everything is a park. Not everything is a courthouse. The county has a right, just like anybody else, to secure certain areas and to protect their property, especially if it's not designated for such things. You don't have, parks have protections, sidewalks have protections, and kind of stuff like that.
This is a park.
Is it a park?
This is a
Okay.
park.
Well, you can have certain what do they call it? Time, place, manner restrictions on that. So if you're getting unusually loud or people that are trashing the place or whatever, you can close it, for certain periods, just as long as you have a good, reason to do so, and it's fair for everybody. There's no you can come in and you can't kind of things.
Okay, thank you.
Guys, I'm back through here if you'll look with me.
Yeah.
I had some quotes, some stuff we can all, we had a gentleman come up there and walk through, do kind of a semi-mock
OSHA inspection.
OSHA inspection deal.
Yeah, just for the purpose of remind everybody, OSHA will be coming around sometime this year. This year or next year, who knows? But they can pop in on us anytime. They've always given us notification. We have asked and requested OSHA to come in and give us inspections as well. So that'll go a long way in helping with all the issues that we got. But go ahead. But that's what's driving this.
Yeah, this year was one of the big things. They kind of, our fire extinguishers, we have 0. And this is actually, Uniforms is the one that does our uniforms. And they sent me a quote on fire extinguishers, first aid kits for the shop, and first aid kits for the vehicles, and a storage container for the flammables. That is one big thing that he pointed out. It's not going for 3 of them, but he pointed out no first aid, no fire extinguishers, and a flammable cabinet. We didn't have none of that.
Right.
So that's something, and the reason I went with you first is because we already got them coming in there anyways.
Yeah.
I called another company, Cintas. I couldn't get them to give me nothing back yet. They haven't sent me nothing yet. That's the reason there's only one of those quotes in there on what they sent to us.
Yeah, but this is under the 30,000 threshold, but still want you guys to know what's going on.
Yeah.
See what's happening.
Like I say, guys, this is just something so you all know kind of what we've been trying to do up there, what we got going on. This is nothing set in stone. This draws information through. On back through here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different quotes here. The reason there's 5 different quotes, there's a quote for the shop lights, the lights in the pool room, the lights upstairs, the lights in the office, and the hallway area. And each one of them is under different, it's got different quotes, it's got different prices on it. Total, all these prices up, it's $7,925. I think from
That's approximate.
that is replacing all our lights. This is including our exit lights, which is the OSHA. Our exit signs, our security lights, everything comes on whenever the electric goes off. And I asked him about just trying to fix them. He said he would love to, but he said they're obsolete.
Yeah.
What we've got up there is obsolete. our overhead lights back there in the back of the shop, we've got 20, I'm gonna say 21, something, I can't remember that, but there's 6 of them are working. That's back there where we're working our equipment. If you ain't got a flashlight in hand, or you can't raise the garage doors, you don't see nothing. I mean, you just gotta have a flashlight in hand to see it.
It's an unacceptable workplace environment.
And coming to the hallway or in the office, you got, well, they ain't like legal or something like that, but you got one light that's a flicker in there, that's for the hallway. One of the bathrooms up there ain't got a light in it. We took a heat light, put a regular bulb in it, plugged it in, hung it on the tile, so we have a light in the bathroom.
It's embarrassing.
And, I mean, it's just that's kind of what we have to deal with right now.
I know, but it's embarrassing.
So,
Is all these fixtures, Anthony, they all gonna be LED?
yes, everything's going to LED. That is my next thing I'm going to tell you.
Anything I do in the future will be LED.
He told me what we could save. We could save our electric in a year's time, what it was going to cost us to redo all this. This is all new stuff. This is, you do every one of them, we'll have new lights from the front, the back, the left to the right. And he's going to come in and take care of all our fixtures and stuff, bring it up to OSHA standards and things. And like I said, they'll take care of all our exit lights and everything. Security, you know.
These quotes aren't bad at all.
Oh, they're pretty good.
I deal with this all the time, and this is not bad quotes.
Is that got an eye wash station in it too?
It's got an eye wash station up there. One eye wash station. Up there.
It's supposed to have one in the garage there.
Yeah, it's in the garage, so we go through the shop door, turn around.
Does it work?
Yeah. That's the next thing.
It works.
We're still working. We're down the road. That's the key question. Trying to get where we can see where it's at first.
Oh, God.
And our next thing is.
Now, Anthony, let's get back here to this university. How many first aid kits are you talking?
I'm talking 2 for the shop, 2 of the big ones for the shop.
Okay.
And then I need the small ones for the trucks.
Right.
And all the equipment, like there's one each piece of equipment and one in each vehicle. That's what we're trying to do. I think I counted up to like 20.
I might can get those cheaper.
Okay.
If you look to your shop, because I'm looking tomorrow.
Okay.
It's nice when you get everybody.
The reason I was asking Leroy made me think of your main eye wash station is good. One thing we've done at Line is where any first aid kit's at, we're putting squeeze bottle eye wash.
Okay.
Located right next to it. It's cheap, but you've got it. It really helps things. You don't have to try to wander your way through the shop. If you got or through the whole building. If you got something in your eye to get this main eye wash station, so it might be something you want to add to that.
And I think they ought to have a first aid training up there.
Oh, yeah.
That's first aid, because if they don't have this, they ain't gonna do no good.
The EM, I'm getting ready to talk to her. I was gonna talk to her tomorrow about CPR training and everything to go up there with that. So that's gonna be taking place too. You're on target. Anybody can get them an AED up there. Yeah, you need an AED up there too.
Same place. We're taking steps, they're baby steps.
Yeah,
We're trying to
put that AED on your list anyway, because you need one up there.
I could get that for 1,200.
1,200? Yeah, she can get it good. So we got it in.
So,
this here.
is this something that we're going to do? Good.
Yeah, I'm just briefing you guys on it so you'll know.
Good.
I don't need a motion on it. I just, it falls underneath that $30,000 threshold, but I'm still bringing all I can in front of you guys. So you'll see where we're going and where we're spending the money at.
This here is the Rainer company. This is for the garage doors. I also had Hilton's Sagersville come and check the doors. They was trying to get me a quote today, but they were able to get one into me before the sleep tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So I should have one within the next week.
Okay.
And I'll see to it, each one of y'all gets a copy of it. That way you'll know what's going on. on here to replace 2 doors. That's our big bay door that's going towards the water company that we get into to get to our lift. And go up approximately 8 or 10 foot and hang, it won't go no farther. Then our other one is going into our wash bay on the side towards 172. Where we had to wash our salt trucks and stuff out, and that's where we wash them at. Over the years, rotted the hole probably 3 to 4 foot off the bottom of the door. Right now, we got plywood screwed to the door on the ground, and the doors wouldn't work. That's what we got to hold to right now to keep anybody from getting in and get what we got, what we do with it. But their quote was $37,084.48.
How much?
$37,084.
Well, I'll bring that to you guys.
That's to replace 2 doors.
Not right now though, but.
Is this on?
I got another one coming.
You got another one coming.
Hilton's. I called 2 other places, and they wouldn't. They was too far out. They wouldn't, because I didn't know nobody to actually get a hold of. I called 2 other places. And they said they just wouldn't send nobody. And these are the only 2 that got back to me that would actually come and give me a quote, look at what we had going on and everything. So I'll see. Then our next thing here is, this is a quote on 306 CR Cat. The actual, I think it's 4 or 5 pages on this.
And these are all government contracts, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and this is just for informational purposes. We're not making no decisions in that, but I want the magistrates in the county to know what we're looking at. And,
We'll get this paper here, it's pretty ways back to where, guys. Y'all got to tell about. The actual, if we want to just go buy this kit, this machine here, straight out, it'd be $100,253.18. That's for the state, or for the county to buy it. If it was someone else to buy it, say anybody go buy it, it'd be like $130,000. So they say it's $130,000 on that, or $30,000. If you look at these others, here is the quotes. You give me 4 options, 2 of them which is 36 months. And if you look at it on the government lease, 36 months, we would pay $2,204.79 a month. And then after that 36 months, we have a balloon payment of $36,160. That's for the government on 36 months. On the next is the CAT finance. Their payment on 36 months is $2,073.21. With a balloon payment after 36 months is over for $47,460. Going on with it, take you on a 48 month. As a CAT value at 48 months, it's $1,825 a month. Balloon payment of $39,270 at the end of 48 months. That's through CAT. And through the government, for 48 months, is $1,870. This one's $50 more a month for 48 months than the previous one under the CAT. But a balloon payment is like almost $11,000 cheaper on that one. That's through, like I say, it's CAT. That's the whole on CAT. I've got another one on the boat in here, which is at the back, I think. But that's, like I say, this is stuff we won't have to have. I'm trying to get a step on it, but you all know what we have now. I've been able to get 2 quotes sent to me so far from a Montgomery tractor and Old Woods tractor. Montgomery in Australia and Old Woods the Cable. Montgomery tractor on a New Holland, the tractor price was $79,885. Now this here was on these was cash buys. On the New Holland and the Massey Curtis. For the mowers and for the side mowers and leagues tractors, was 48,900, so you get to add that to both of these tractors. And the Massey was 51,377. Old Brooks. Mowers is on the first page there. They're 26,200 for the mowers. That's for the 10-foot backway mower. That cuts down from that to the double mow we do twice a year. This way you'll be done double mowing every time you mow. And make every trip you make, you be double mowing with the 10-foot. And then I went ahead and priced two scraper blade and a box blade. 3,500 for the scraper, 2,800 for the box blade. The Kubota tractors on the back here, the next page over, is the M5 091, which is a 92 horse tractor, 4-wheel drive, is 67,000. The 105 horse is 70,300, which is the difference of it, other than the horsepower, but the wheelbase. On these county roads, you get the wheelbase is where it factors in the big nuts. Excuse me.
Montgomery and Hobart's not quoting the apples to apples. That's a lot smaller horsepower tractor.
Yeah, they smaller tractor. And which I went ahead and told him to quote 20 loaders for these tractors. On both of these tractors here, these side mowers, which was what we got on the quote. Put the side mowers and mounts and everything on it. That's all the tractors, that's all you can use it for. Go with the back way, the 10-foot back way. Not only can you mow with it, like I say, you can take the box blades, grade these roads, save some gravel. I don't know if we need to save all again. I know we want to spend a lot right here, but we're trying to save some. Front end loaders, as far as loading, cleaning off road, cleaning off the parking lots, whatever we need them for, we'll have them for. It won't be, because a lot of times you can find people that can run a tractor, they can't start a backhoe or a loader or something like that. Kind of defeats the purpose of it. Right. Any more questions on that guy? And on these here, he said that he would do a lease. He told me about there's 3 different ones that he offered. He recommended that we do it for 36 months. 36 months, and the way he explained it to me was that 36 months, you take whatever the value of it is, divide it 36 months, and that 36 months is up, give him $1. If you pay our payments, we'll give him $1 at the end of that. The equipment's ours. I don't go back to it. And that 36 months, it is bumper to bumper.
So,
Everything's covered.
that's my question. So on all this new equipment, would it be covered under warranty as long as it's under the lease?
As long as it's under lease.
The money that we are spending on repairing all this old equipment is,
That's
unreal.
It's nickel and diamond states.
Yeah, we're spending a lot of money. We had something to do, If it's under warranty, bumper to bumper, that would save quite a bit.
And we can buy a 1-year warranty or all this stuff.
I appreciate all the work you're doing. I'd ask you to do one more thing. Get with Sheena and the staff and talk to KCO about their leasing program and compare that to this and see if they
I
can.
spoke with Worldwide Equipment. They have a program right now that they work with Mack, which is dump trucks and other equipment. So I contacted them and they're getting us some information on their leasing program. We used to use that up at the transfer station, we had leased the garbage truck that we hauled, roll-off trailers with. And, we usually would lease those for 2 years. And then you go and they have a big sale once a year, and then you go and you take the actual truck there and you could sell it. And most of the time, not every time, but you would get back exactly what you owed on it, plus maybe even have some more money coming in. And that, you only paid the interest on that. I think around the estimate, it was like $500 a month that we were paying on a brand new truck, and it was covered under warranty. So that means, you're having brand new tires, you've got everything new on it, you're not having to replace all the stuff versus buying used equipment. Your warranty means a whole lot, and the Caterpillar is really good on doing that. I'll get with you on that tomorrow.
And, Lou Caterpillar, he brought a guy with us, when he came up there to get some quotes and stuff. He's supposed to be getting back to us about dump trucks, the ones he had, what we can leave as far as our brakes.
Yeah.
Set up equipment. He hasn't got me back yet, but he is supposed to be working on it. And then the last thing that I have is the excavator, that, the Kubota excavator. It was $82,224. And, like I say, if we go with the side mowers and stuff, we're looking at a year to a year and a half of getting the back wings. We can get them within a month. Yeah. But, I appreciate it. I thank y'all. Does anybody have any questions or anything I can answer?
On the tractors there, you got a couple, 3 different sizes tractors there. When we get a little closer there, you need to round it down and find out what size you want. That way, everybody gets a bid, the same spec gets for everybody. That way, you ain't got different size tractors at different prices. That way, you can go back to all these dealers and everybody has a fair shot at the bid.
I was gonna ask y'all too, with these tractors or anything, as far as anything goes, does it all have to be bidded or has it gotta work if it's under?
If it's under government contract, that's different though, right?
That's what I know.
You don't have to bid on it.
You don't do it on government contract.
Oh.
You talking 2 tractors?
2 tractors and an excavator, and dump trucks, like I say, but the tractors, the reason I went ahead and pulled these tractors and what we had is because in a month and a half or so, it will be rolling. We ain't got a tractor up there right now with my width.
Right.
I mean.
So we need to get on it.
We need to get on this. I'd like to make a decision pretty quickly, at least by the next, physical report meeting on track.
Like I say, I will call and get more.
I spoke with John Deere, 2 dealers, and they don't do leases. And it's straight up buy. And they said to plan a year ahead of time to get it.
Only thing I could find that would do the lease was Old Brooks. And all over it I've called. And with the money situation and things, that's the reason I did go ahead and get the full quote.
Yeah.
And I even went up there and looked at what he had to make sure, because my biggest thought was the width of the tractors on these little roads. And get that, the 92 horse tractor, it's what he recommended as far as how to handle bush hogs and everything and not have problems.
Yeah.
Because when we go have like 8 horses at the PTO. So, but I'll call them up and back, get quotes on 90 horse, 95 horse tractors there and stuff from Blue Ball and Nancy Ferguson.
I did where they could do the cash bid or the lease to own. Where they had a chance to bid both of them, the lease to own and just a cash bid.
I'll get started on.
And also when you get the casual check on tractors, I think that too. That's also government, right? You don't have to. Yeah.
You don't do the programs outside there.
Are you more set on the Caterpillar excavator? Are you more set on the Caterpillar excavator than a staff?
The Kubota, to be honest with you, about the Kubota excavator, what I like about it is $20,000 cheaper. They're right over here, they're easy to get to. If we have any issues or any problems, they're out there.
That's what I was thinking, if we went with the Kubota tractors and excavator, that might give us a little better deal.
Yeah.
If we don't bid all of it.
And what he told me up there was, what he done is, he would suggest that we do them each individual under contract, each one of them individual. He said that way, he said that it don't matter if you got John Deere, Massey, Udall, whatever, maybe Kubota, whatever. He said they're gonna have issues somehow or another, no matter what you got, something's gonna be tear up. He said, but say, for instance, you got the tractors out, one of them just kept getting the issues, the other one was fine, but it wasn't even what you was expecting of it. He said it's easier to go back and correct this to one contract than it would be to try to correct the whole contract as a whole. And that's kind of what he's telling me there on that. So,
Any other questions? Anthony, go over to the kitchen and get you some water.
yeah.
There's some water. All right. Is Jeller here yet?
Yep.
He's back here? Oh, there he is, hiding back there. You're right. It's your turn, Jimmy Dial.
Yeah. Oh, man. That's clear. It makes my little report control. Yeah. But
We still love you, Jimmy.
like to thank yourself. Look at it. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Good one, too. That's my good man. But, the jail department, we've been blessed, you really have, right? The county has kept us good vehicles over the point of the past 17 years. And, you know, I've been doing this for going on 17 years. And I've never come to the police court with the need that they haven't done. And I like to commend you. And today I don't guess the good about tell this. Today I walked into the office and the judge was sitting there with the blood pressure up on his arm. I told him, I said, Judge, this job will cause that. You know?
Well, my wife was sitting next to me, so there was a reason. All right, we'll go with that.
But this has been a pretty short month, but we've really been busy. We really have. They've been, thanks to 23rd, they've been 43 people arrested in Gordon County in this month. Last month, I think it was 29. But this month, and it's a short month, 43 arrests was made in Gordon County. The county arrested 23 of them. They've been very active, very active. The state patrol arrested 10. West Liberty PD arrested 8 people, and probation and parole arrested 2 for 43 people. You know, we bonded 3. Last month we bonded 4, but this month we bonded 3, and we try to bond as many people as possibly can, because, you know, well, you don't have to take them to jail, that cuts your jail bill. Cuts your jail bill, and that's what we try to do, very best. You know? Non-violent offenders, somebody that's picked up on, failure to maintain insurance or driving on a suspended license or something. It's non-violent, we try to call the judge and see if we can get them bonded out.
So, and that in turn helps the jail bill. Our court transport this month, family court, we didn't have any transport. Judge Neese is choosing video arrangements. That's a good thing. You know, COVID taught us a whole lot about the judicial system, but we don't have to bring these people all the time out of the jail. We can use the video arrangement, and that cuts down on the cost for the county. Our district court, we brought 12 people to district court. So we've had three district courts this month, and we brought 12 people. District is doing a lot of video arrangement too. They're doing, you know, the video on the arrangement process, but when you get the prelim, we have to bring them to court. You know, circuit and tomorrow, or Monday, I said tomorrow, Monday, our big circuit day is on the 4th month. And I looked at the docket, we've got about 21 people coming to court next month. So that's not on the report. But our circuit court, we took 4 people to Elliott County on the 2nd month. Judge Phillips, usually if she don't get everybody through on the 4th Monday, she schedules for Elliott County. So we take one out-of-county transport. We took a young man to, an inmate to LaGrange, down to KSR. The travel reimbursements, January was $988.90. The previous month was $817. When you make more transport, people that convicted of a felony offense, when you transport them from county to county, county line, the state will reimburse you for the mileage. If you keep it down, you put it in. I've been doing that for like 15 years. The jail bill was up a little bit, about $1,800. Went from 25.5 to 27.3, and that's, you know, because of the 4 people were arrested. It makes sense. It does to me. But our jail bill, we have, right now, we have 24 people that's incarcerated around town. 24. 17 of those people have been there for 31 days or more, or over a month. And every month that a person is incarcerated in the jail, it costs the county $1,085. It's not cheap. Used to be when I first come in back in 2007, the cost of housing the inmate was $19, $20. It went up that much. Back then, we had 52 people incarcerated. Had 38 men and 14 women. The women was incarcerated over Carter County. And then when we had court, we had to have a vehicle going to Carter County, one going to West. And now, we've cut the jail population down to 52 to 24. That's by working with the judges.
We think our decision.
Being able to call the judge, we'll avoid any time, you know, if somebody bombs it out or something like that. But, we have 17 people that's been incarcerated for 30 days or more. 2 or 3 of those guys have been in jail almost, it'll be 2 years in March. 2 years. So you can figure out how much that's cost. I don't know what ever happened to that quick and speed trial, but, you know, in our district system, we don't have no problem with that. We're getting through. Miles does a tremendous job. And I'm not bragging on him because he's sitting on there, but he does. Now, when you get up there from the circuit, it's a different, the horse is a different color. You know, it's hard to get them out, get them through the court system and get them final sentence. And when we get them final sentence, they become a state inmate, and the county's not responsible for the bill anymore.
That's what we try to have. It seems like a lot of times the can just keeps going down the road. Bring up that clog. Our gas usage for the month was 120 gallons at night. Last month it was 123.8, so we used about 3 gallons less this month than we did last. The reason being, we only make one out of county transport. One time we went to the branch. Last month we went to down to Mayfield. Scott County. Got forced to. So that's the reason for that now. This figure here could fluctuate a little bit, so I told the boys to make sure that you turn your gas receipts in on payday. And I told the girls before, I said, if they don't turn the gas receipts in, don't give them a payday, don't give them a check. I don't think we're allowed to do that. That kind of scare me. So they might be some gas tomorrow, hopefully, tomorrow, Tommy, maybe, hopefully we'll get paid. I'm sure we will. But, they might be some gas receipts still out there that we have. And I appreciate Sheena, she's working for me. In the office. Not only on her, but men and all of them. They all do a wonderful job. So, anybody got any questions? That's my little report.
Questions? Thank you, good job. Wellness Center, you're on deck. You're up, actually.
Okay. I don't have copies, but I think our copy machines.
Okay.
Something else we gotta finish?
Is your individual, is Xerox, is it's through American Business Systems? American, okay.
It does nothing.
We ordered the drum for your printers. We ordered it, yes, so it should be in probably tomorrow.
Okay,
But we'll contact them tomorrow about if possible, because we have that at least.
Well, total visitors for the Wellness Center, the month of January was 3,157. For February, 2,407, that was down 750. But it was pretty this month, and people forgot their New Year's resolution. So, it happens.
I do.
Money coming into the center side, that's through our play area, our new play area, and the parties that we have. January is $2,233. February, $1,690, that's down $543. So we've had several cancellations because of sickness going around. Concessions, just burning it up. January 2,123, February 2,621.
Wow.
They're up $490 this month so far.
Well, while you're on the topic of concessions, just to be transparent, I've been talking to the city. We gotta start paying city tax on it's being a restaurant. So I'll start talking to the city about that now. They're gonna send us the paperwork to get started on that. But we may have to raise the price a little bit to meet with the taxes.
Will that go back to January?
That's what I'm gonna talk to the city. I'm asking if they can, help us out with that. But they're gonna send us the paperwork. We'll get started. I'll go down and talk to the mayor and the city council and see what we can do. But I'd hate to have to, because that goes back. They opened in November, so.
The bowling alley last month, $6,427.50. This month for February, $4,415 were down, $2,012.50. Our new arcade and ATM for February, we had it put in January the 4th. He came today. There were 39 transactions and we got $1 per transaction. So it's $39. And he actually gave me a little printout of that. So if you all want that, I can maybe like in usual a machine to make copies for that bill. He emptied 2 games out. We had 2 games that were free for the kids to come in and play free.
Yeah.
And he has made those for 50 cents now, so those.
All right, so we'll start collecting those.
Yes. He put the coin machine in today. He emptied just 2 games out today, and it came to $121, just those 2 games. And we got half of that, $60.50. And with the ATM and the 60/50 that we got, he wrote us a check for $99.50. So that was for 2 machines that he emptied and the ATM.
Yeah.
This was just a pop-up on my phone. The Wellness Center page has increased 166% in the last 7 days. So we've got a lot of people looking, and we have a lot of people calling, wanting to know about our, they've heard about all of our new stuff going on. I've had several people to come to me and ask me about the ping pong.
Yeah.
Ping pong tables. Pool tables, that's still, maybe later down the road.
Maybe later down the road.
I'm kind of torn between that because I really think that the wellness center should be for the youth. And that's not taken away from the elderly or the middle-aged like me, because we have the walking track and we have the exercise equipment. And they come in the mornings because they know after school that, all the kids together there. And we've got a big crowd after school, big crowd.
The ping pong association or whatever works, they're donating the tables, so we don't have to pay for those. They got the tables and so we can take a couple of those up there, or whatever they give us, and they fold up so we can move them around.
Well, I've had several people in the morning, the walkers and stuff that say, well, we'll pay ping pong. So, I mean, I think it'll really be a hit.
Yeah, so we'll go with the ping pong next and try that out and see how that goes.
And then everything is trial and error.
Let's try it, or if it doesn't work, we'll pull it out.
We'll just pull it out. But if people are worried about the pool tables, about getting the wrong crowd in, any place you go for the wrong crowd.
Well, in this case, I've talked to the law enforcement, local, county, and plus we have law enforcement state that works out in that building. And they've assured me they'll be keeping an eye on things and doing special goes going through there, not just for the pool tables, but just right now they're going to start doing that. And there's adults going to be in there. A lot of the stuff, tournaments, if we get the Xbox stuff going, it'll be sponsored by an organization like Kiwanis or something like that. Even working with the Pastoral Association and all that, so they'll be in there. This will all be supervised. I will not let it get to that situation.
To come by in the evenings and walk through and check the kids out and check the things out, so you won't miss anything you set up.
So have they been stopped from exercising in that room where the pool table before? I've had several calls regarding that.
We have, but because we don't have a big following for that. I think the pile maybe had 3 people and it maybe had 5. And, it's been like that since they have been there. And, that's not taken away from them because, they do a good job.
That's right.
And we've got our crowd is getting so big now. They're not wanting pile and the big thing. They want big things like Zumba and, and stuff like that. And I've tried to get people, to come in and do Zumba and the bigger things to get more crowd.
But we have to have a market for it. If you only got 3 people showing up, I mean, that's not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I think with other group had 4 people, that's it. I mean,
Yeah.
I gotta look, when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at the greater need of the county, not, at that. So I'm also looking at the youth. The youth need a place to come to. They don't need to be meeting in the parking garage at the transit building. They need to be coming up there where we got supervision of adults.
Yeah.
We can give them.
After school, it's unreal. I mean, in the evenings, you really should stop by and check it out after school because that center is hopping.
Yeah.
So, no question.
Yeah, is there another room other than that room to put pool tables in? That room's full of glass.
We were up there looking at that today.
Yeah, we did. There's
The pool
really,
tables are way down the road. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta get engineers in there to look and make sure, before I take a pool table in that room, I wanna have an engineer look at it first.
Okay.
So this is, I mean, before everybody starts jumping on this pool table thing and running crazy with it, I got a call too. And it was, but none of that stuff, I would never allow any of that to happen up there. And before I even put a pool table upstairs, I'm gonna have an engineer check the load of it and make sure we can, because those things are heavy. And if we put 2, 3 or whatever there. But I was looking at other rooms too. And we got wrestling guys coming up there now.
yes, he
And,
had his first sign up.
And he's got how many people?
I think he told me he had 24 that signed up.
24 kids. So that's
And
something
they're
I
little
can.
kids.
That's a good thing.
Okay,
There's schools away from here, wrestling is big
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, and
Oh,
he's doing this with smaller kids, right?
Yes, these are all small kids.
Yeah.
And
So-
it's girls and boys.
So what are we doing with that room in the time being?
The one that we're talking about, well, we just started a wrestling team.
You got a wrestling team now
Mondays
Okay.
and Wednesdays.
So can we open it back up to the
Was it closed
exercise
for?
classes?
It was never closed, was it?
Well, no, it's just, I didn't know what to do with it, to be honest, because, we didn't have the following for it. And then, people were wanting to do wrestling and do, different
And that's where
things.
that's probably where the ping pong tables were.
Yeah.
And so they're gonna go in there,
Yeah,
but we pull
we
those
tried
up and
to
move them around. Is there another room those ladies can use?
Well, we've offered that, and they don't want that another room, they want that room because it's big and they said that it has the perfect flooring and stuff. And then when we had the exercise equipment in there and had it closed off, half of it closed off, it was an issue with them because they, moved the whole thing, and at that time we couldn't do because we had all this new equipment and all this new flooring that we had to put somewhere.
Yeah, we got the wrestling mats up there now. We got,
Yeah.
we got all this, and if I got 25 people that want to use it for that, yeah, and if we can fit them in there, I have a problem with that. But it's really not an issue right now. And like I said, we was up there looking at stuff today, and she's showing me some other rooms. And even the guy's got, here's the thing, the guy's got 20-some kids. He's willing to take a smaller room. So, I'm like,
Yeah.
we're going to have some give and take here and do what's best for the county.
It wouldn't be very, I mean, they're welcome to have another room, they can have, but they don't want that, so.
So they can use it now until we get something figured out.
Yeah, until we get something
Yeah.
figured out, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like I said, this is getting out of,
The wrestling people use it on Mondays and Wednesdays, am I right, Robin? Mondays and Wednesdays.
and even if those pool tables may not even happen, if that engineer tells me we can't put them in there, I ain't gonna put it in there. That's just, we're talking, we're looking at options. And people are getting spun up.
And you're not gonna have to have somebody there with the pool tables, and you're gonna have the sticks and everything there to keep people from taking them. It's just gonna be-
So they can use it, it just needs to be.
And there's security cameras in there too. We can see who takes stuff and who leaves with it. Don't
And I
forget the
think
security.
They may not know what the
Scheduled
ladies might
for
not know what
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
cameras
before.
are.
I think they had it on Tuesdays and Thursdays when they did it. They changed their Tuesday to maybe Thursday and Friday or Wednesday or Monday, I don't know. I can let them know if they want to use it, they can go ahead and use it.
On those inflatables that was taken out, what's the plans for those?
They are not at our building. They are at, East Valley. last year, Meredith. I think was the one that asked to use us for the end of the school facility, program or whatever they were doing. Yeah. And,
I think if things was too dangerous to have down there for everybody to use, it'd be too dangerous for that school to use, wouldn't you think?
well, they're storing them now because we don't have storage space.
I'll tell you what I think we ought to do with them, since it belongs to the taxpayers. I think we ought to just open them up and take bids on them.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
The auction lot, and we are, just for your information, we're looking at having an auction up here with all the salvage material. The sheriff has cars up there, and we got a lot of stuff we're looking at getting ready to do that, so we could probably come around and use.
We need to use that money on ping pong tables or mats or whatever.
100% agree. I think everybody here agrees with that. Okay.
Any other questions?
Well, this doesn't have anything to do with the wellness center, but that's about the only place to talk about it. We need to start talking about it if we're going to open up this swimming pool.
Yeah, I'm already looking at that. In fact, I was talking to Larry Lewis the other day about it, Stanifer, and they're the ones that always went down there for me as a Quantian and fixed and worked on that for me. That pool is, they recommended that I call in a pool technician because it's beyond even them right now. Those pumps down there are in huge, you can go down and take a look at them yourself if you want to, we'll go down there one day. But this is not, it's gonna cost us a lot of money to get that fixed.
Yeah.
Now, we do have a splash park coming in, and that's gonna be breaking ground on that sometime this year. But I gotta get with the engineer on that because of the location of it, that the license administration put is right in the middle of the soccer field. That's not gonna happen. So we gotta find another location up there at the wellness center. But that will help us out with other things too. If we put that up there, we get the water going in there. That'll help us with that soccer field, getting other things in there once we get water in that area. But that pool is, we're gonna go down and take a look at it and make an assessment on that really fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to, it's definitely going to cost some money.
It's gonna cost a lot of money, and let's just be quite frank with this. That swimming pool, and you know, if you look at the life cycle of a facility, cradle to grave, that thing is in the grave. And I think we spent $8,000 last administration to do a chemical system in there. And you can't even, if somebody would ask me that, I would have said no, because you can't even keep that water balanced because there's so much groundwater going into it. Probably would have better spend that toward pumps, but that's the situation. We're going to have to make a call on that. And I know Kiwanis pulled out of it last time just because of all that. You know, the pumps needed fixing. And I don't know, we're going to go and take a look at it. We're going to get somebody in here smarter about pumps than me. And that's a tech. And have him look at it.
Or John Brown told me he'd started some pool company, he worked for hospitals or worked for.
Yeah, he builds pools, yeah.
So I mentioned to him, and he said that, I think he said he'd talked to you about.
Yeah, me and him talked about this.
So he said that he would run down and look at it.
Yeah, and he and we had conversations about it. He knows the situation, so he'll probably be one of the first ones I'll call to come in there and help me take a look at that.
Joe Conley. He works for a company that can rebuild the pumps and all that.
So yeah, we're gonna have to look at that and see. And that's going to be a lot of money. Pools are expensive to run, and it's costing not just the county; it's costing the city. The city provides the trash receptacles, but they also provide us all that water that we're losing. And several years ago, working with Stanifer, we went and found the best caulk type to go in those cracks down there, and that stuff was expensive, and that didn't. I mean, when you got that groundwater pushing up, it's a bad location. So we're going to have to make a hard decision about that here pretty soon.
You mentioned that soccer field, the road that leads up to the soccer field, not, behind the parking lot. Are they going to put gravel or anything on there? Because it's going to be a mess once they start the.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're going to put gravel on that eventually before that gets started. Yeah.
Was there any more questions?
I wish we'd taken that blacktop to the parking lot.
All right.
Get it started on that.
Yeah, that may, you know,
you had that dirt mud hole over there, and you could have paid that. At least that would have been a roads fund. All right, next up is animal shelter. Josh, what you got for us tonight? And thank you.
So January total for intake, we had 3 surrenders, we had 6 strays and 4 abandoned. The outcome, we had 10 adopted and 1 rescue. February totals, we had 1 surrender, 6 strays. Outcome, 1 adopted and 2 rescued. Our kennels hold 18. Currently we have 21 dogs and 5 dogs in the EKCC training program, so we're well over capacity right now. So at this time, we're not accepting any surrenders still. We have a waiting list on strays. We try to ask if people could keep them and feed them. We'll offer them a little bit of food to help out. They would appreciate it. Rescues are still full. We're still trying to get more and more full, but hopefully more adoptions come through. Concerning the feral dogs in the index area, we set a live trap on February 8th around IGA. We continually monitor it on February 15th when the feral dogs got in the trap, escaped it, broke it in the process. So we're gonna bring that back in and fix it, reset it. On the 10th of February, we transported 2 dogs for a rescue, mileage total of 66. Then we had a report of 2 dogs abandoned at the 772 boat ramp. Passerby saw this happen, reported to law enforcement with a vehicle description and photo of the tag. We went and looked for the dogs, but we couldn't find them, and we haven't got any update on anything else on that. And then on 2/15 at 9:30 p.m., I was heading home, and on Grassy Hill, a dog had been hit by a car, severely injured. I tried getting a hold of the vets. None of them offer after hours anymore. So I just brought it back to the shelter for overnight. We took it to the vet the next morning where he was treated. Still haven't found the owner on him, and we still haven't. I'm very lucky. But pretty much that's all we got for this.
You guys went to training recently, right?
Yes, we did. We went last Monday to animal cruelty investigations, and then also dogfighting investigations to how we can link it with law enforcement and county attorneys. We're going to try to we talked to them about bringing it to West Liberty. That way, our local sheriff's department and Miles, you can go and attend it as well. That way,
if we do it, we're going to open it up to the surrounding counties as well.
Yes. And that way, more people can, in the county, can have a better idea of what all goes on in the animal investigation.
Speaking of that, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I had a lot of calls in the last few days about something that I don't know. I don't want to mention names or anything like that, but there's a bunch of dogs that were being in a certain house here in the county, like 10 or 12 dogs. Have you heard about that?
We've had one call, and we went and assessed a couple of different calls. I'm not sure which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Most of our calls like that are about neglect is typically somebody is having words with another person. I get there, I take my pictures, all the dogs are healthy, and there's nothing I can do.
Not in this case. I saw they sent me the pictures. It was bad. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, get up with me on that. I'll go check them out tomorrow or something.
Yeah, we got to get over there. You may have to take somebody with you.
Okay.
We'll talk about that. Come talk to them tomorrow.
All right, I sure will.
Yeah. Okay.
Anybody got any questions for me?
All right. Thanks, Josh. All right. Who we got next? Oh, I'm next. Okay. Appointment of the water board. We have some appointments open on the water board, and I got one that's ready to go. I'll bring another one here to you pretty soon, but this guy's name is Stephen R. Clark. And I've talked to Leroy. He actually lives in Leroy's district, and I'm taking somebody from another district there for a chance. Since you pointed that out too. But Stephen he grew up in Louisville, Kentucky, born and raised, went in the Navy, spent 6 years in the Navy. And then the rest of Steve Clark's life, he's worked in water in California, some of the most restrictive places in water, regulated water places in the nation. And this is just some of his certifications. I mean, the guy is so well qualified, passing around, and like I say, he's born and raised. He's during my time with water sanitation, iron certifications and water distribution, grade 2, water treatment, grade 2, California Department of Public Health, and grade 4 in collection system maintenance with the California Water Environmental Association. As a first line supervisor, his duty included preparation of daily, monthly, and yearly district management reports for management, writing work performance evaluations, dealing with disciplinary and corrective actions, and so on. He was instrumental in developing and implementing a maintenance program for the district. His last 3 years with the water and sanitation were as a regulatory compliance specialist. Duties included working with various governmental regulatory agencies, OSHA, Cal OSHA, State of California, God bless his soul, California CCR's, our Resource Board, and the Regional State Water Quality Control Board. And he prepared annual water quality reports for 10 water districts. I think this guy is pretty well qualified. Leroy, you spoke to him. What did you think?
I think so.
You think so? He impressed you? So I would like to put forth his nomination for a new member on the water board, if that's acceptable to the court.
I'll second.
We have a motion on the floor. It's been properly second to place Stephen R. Clark on the Morgan County Water District Board. And I also have talked to Shannon about it, and Shannon is agreeable to it as well. So he'd be happy to have somebody with that experience. I'll wait till you guys get a chance to look at that.
Because I didn't know him. That's what I thought. I didn't know him. I didn't know him. But it seems like he's got the paperwork to prove him.
Yeah. He's a good guy. I've talked to him. We always talk to him. I met him about 5 years ago.
Has he lived in the county
Yeah.
a while?
Yeah, he's been here. I met him in 2017, I think. And he's been here before. He goes down there on 191.
I've asked for 2 days. No one knows. Figured I'd know.
He's retired.
I can try that. Yeah. I tried it.
He just come back here to retire. He's been very quiet and does his hobbies and all that. He said he'd be willing to come. I think that kind of experience is something we need to tap into. So we have a motion on the floor. It's been properly seconded. Is there any further discussion or questions? There being none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. All right. Appointment of Air Board member. Air Board called me, and they needed a replacement up there for somebody who recently resigned. I asked them who they wanted, and they said Kevin Holbrook, Dr. Kevin Holbrook. He's a flyer. That's what he does, and I don't think we'll just put anybody up there that's not a flyer. Is everybody here is anybody that doesn't know Kevin? Dr. Holbrook? He's married to Wendy. Or not Wendy, but yeah, yeah. Imagine we getting twins confused. But anyway, I'd like to put forth his name and nomination for the place on the airport board.
I'll second.
We have a motion on the floor. It's been properly seconded for Kevin Holbrook to be the next board member of the airport board. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Incentive pay approval. Who do I get a hold of for this? We're gonna do this one at a time, all right, for motion for each, so anybody that needs to abstain can abstain. I understand, I'll just explain it to you. Thank you, Leroy. Incentive pay for the magistrates, and this is incentive pay for a training, their training that they do. They do 40 hours and they get incentive pay for doing that. And this is done, approved and done by the state, and it comes in, I got the letters from the office of the governor. First one we'll go with here is for Leroy Phipps. Dear Mr. Phipps, congratulations. This will be the same for each one of them. Congratulations on the completion of your 40-hour training unit for calendar year 2023. Pursuant to KRS 64-52756, you are required to be paid an annual incentive per calendar year for each training and completed up to a maximum of 4 incentive payments. The value of an incentive payment in 2023 is $1,245.81. Our records show that you have successfully completed 4 units and are due to 4 incentive payments. And we were a total of $4,983.24. Please make the disbursement officer aware that the incentive payments are not exempt from state or federal withholding requirements and closes the sum of your training to date. So I need a motion to accept this, and
I'll make a motion.
all right. All right, we have a motion on the floor. It's been properly second to approve Leroy Phipps' incentive training. Any questions or discussion? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed or abstained? All right. All in favor? I mean, I already did that. All right. Motion passes. Yeah, let's go on. Next one, the exact same thing. This one's for Donnie Keaton. Same verbiage and everything, the same numbers.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. It's been properly seconded to approve incentive pay for Magistrate Donnie Keaton. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? One abstained. Motion passes. Oh, James Eastwood. Oh, non-magistrate. All right, we got a same thing here for Jimmy Darrell Easterling, the jailer. Exact same thing. So a motion to approve Jimmy Darrell's incentive pay.
Make the motion.
All right. Second. Motion on the floor, properly second to approve Jimmy Darrell's incentive pay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Jimmy couldn't abstain? All right, moving right along. Dead animal and tire grants for local farmers. We need this time for this to come up again. This is a good program for the farmers and to get dead carcasses and stuff removed, and also to remove farmers' tires. This is an excellent program for them. I would recommend approval for this, and I would accept right now a motion.
I'll make the motion.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. It's been properly second to continue to approve the dead animal and tire grants for local farmers. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next one, Dylan Hager retirement issue. This is, you heard Tommy talk earlier about some of the issues that we had, and one of them is Dylan. Dylan, would you please stand up? This is Dylan Hager. He works up at the Wellness Center, and we'll be talking about him on the next 2 subjects. Thank you, Dylan. I just wanted everybody to see who you are. Dylan became full-time in August, I believe, and at August, but his retirement stuff was never put in. It was, Linda, I believe, it was submitted, your part was done, but the other parts from the treasurer and everybody else. So his retirement benefits has never been taken out of his pay. And he's been working full-time, and this has been going on since August. And we would like to correct that situation, and I believe we were asking for a motion to go ahead and fund his retirement.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Donnie.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. It's been properly seconded to go ahead and fund Mr. Hager's retirement, and I apologize for that, and it won't happen again.
Actually, Dylan got hired full-time in July, but Lindsay did not turn it in until August.
I did not know that. July?
You'll get us that exact date tomorrow.
You get us that exact date?
Okay.
Can we pull that motion and you withdraw your motion?
Remember what day it was? Well,
We'll just put it from his higher date.
Full-time.
From his full-time.
Full-time.
Let's make the motion, withdraw your other motion and make it from the date he was full-time. Yeah, can you withdraw that motion?
Yes.
All right, he withdraws his first motion, and now make another one.
Make a motion that we, pay his retirement to, from his, full-time start date.
There you go. And a second?
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion on the floor, it's been properly seconded to pay Dylan's, start his benefits and take those out and pay them from his full-time start date, which we now know is in July.
Yeah.
So, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Now, I really apologize now, I did not know it even about that far, I'm sorry, Dylan. Next step is the Wellness and Youth Center position. The position I'm talking about is Dylan's current position. It doesn't have a position description. And I think you've got the position description in there in your package. All right, so it's in there. And what Dylan does up there, he repairs all the equipment up there. The equipment, he maintains the maintenance of the facility, oversees contractors coming in and all that. So I would like to go ahead and create that position. Just like we did last month, we had a position we should have had, and that is facilities coordinator, and he'd also have this responsibility for safety in there. Recreational safety is a big thing, especially when OSHA comes around. So we will need somebody in there to do that, and I'd like to go ahead and create this position with your approval, and also raise his pay, at least, he's making $11 an hour now, give him more responsibility, and at least take it up to at least another $10. And if you guys think that's, I'll leave that to you guys to talk about it right now. Yeah, we'll wait till she comes back. We can talk about it right now. You want to take notes? We'll take the notes? All right. What's he making now? 11? He's making 11 now. We're gonna move him up, he's been there, he's never had a pay raise or anything, either.
No, he's not, he didn't get a 6-month pay raise.
He didn't get a 6-month pay raise.
What?
Before he was, they hired him up to the wellness center way above what he started.
Yeah, there's other people coming in
And
making
he's
more
got
than him.
OSHA training.
What do you have him? Do you have any certifications? You got OSHA 10, okay.
Yeah. And we're gonna get him more.
What do you have as far as mechanical, electrical? Do you have any background knowledge, anything on machinery, anything like that? What level of maintenance are you performing? I mean,
Right now.
what's too much?
Yeah, what's too
That's
much.
where we're at.
Yeah, that's why I said coordinator, not facility manager.
Okay.
He's a coordinator. That means he'll be coordinating the contractors that come in there to work, and that'll be his responsibility to oversee them doing the electrical. He's not going to be doing that work. He's a coordinator. He'll also be a safety coordinator. He's got OSHA 10 now. We're going to get him some more training on that. It's more specifically to recreation. So,
Okay.
but right now the key word is coordinator, not manager.
But are you working on things?
Just quit.
Bowling center?
No.
No, he's working on the exercise equipment.
Yeah, exercise.
He keeps it maintained.
You said this was called facilities
Coordinator. Facilities coordinator.
Okay, thank you.
I make the motion to accept his new position and, bring it up to $13 an hour from now. I don't want to be too hard on you like Eric is, so, just.
I was trying to get you more money, Donnie. You don't understand what I'm doing here.
Well, I mean, we can, because of this.
Here I was trying to help him, man. You know what I'm doing.
You get a question.
I'm trying, Donnie. Yeah, I'm good with
Yeah, you
that.
put him on the spot there, I think.
Trying to help.
Go with it.
I'm good with 13. You done my work for me. I appreciate it.
Oh, we have fun here, guys. Yeah. So we got a second on that?
I'll second.
All right. No regrets?
All that talking, you wouldn't second.
Oh, man. All right. No more fun. We can't be having fun at these board meetings. All right, we have a motion on the floor to accept the new position for the Wellness Center, and also, do we need two separate motions for that, or can we do it in one? We don't have our.
I think you can put it on.
All right, I just want to make sure because Randy's usually here to correct us on that. And
I've got it all wrote in.
We need to do an effective date as far as
his pay. Yeah, we need to do an effective date. You want to do that?
When's the new payroll will start? Period, Gina.
Gina,
Yes.
When's the new payroll period start?
The new payroll will start, it's Sunday. You want it Sunday? Back it up to this past Sunday?
Well, I mean, it's up to them, I'm just trying
yeah,
to figure
new
out.
payroll starting Sunday, so you can back it up to that day.
That'd be the 19th.
Works for me.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right, so we have a motion on the floor, it's been properly seconded to accept the position description for the Wellness Center of Facility Coordinator, and also give that position, the person in that position, Dylan Hager, is paid as effective as the 19th of this month, $13. All in favor? Motion carries. All right, Dylan, you happy? All right, thank you for everything you do for us up there too.
Well, I think if he gets more, get more stuff, certifications, then we can bump him on that.
I think we're gonna do that. I think we're gonna work with him. I think he's a good employee now. He's busting his butt up there, and we need to help him out here, and I appreciate the support for doing this. I've heard nothing but good things. We ought to have some good things out of this, so we got enough bad news. All right, what else we got going on here?
The delegation of,
Signatory powers. Yeah.
That does not require a motion.
Yeah.
It's just information.
Yeah, you got a piece of paper in there talking about the signatory powers, and that's so when I'm out of the county on business or something, the other people, it'll be Linda and Sheena will stand in for me to sign checks so we can get payroll and stuff done like that in case I got a sick day or something like that. We don't want the world to stop because I keep.
I'll make a motion.
You don't have to have a motion.
You don't have to have a motion. Yes, that's.
He has the power to do that.
I'm keeping you informed.
It's just information.
We're on a roll.
Yeah. Lady Cougars won the district though.
Don't do they? Hey, everybody hear that? Lady Cougars won the district. Good news. Congratulations, Lady Cougars.
Boys play tomorrow night, 6:30.
Boys play tomorrow night, 6:30.
Championship,
Where at?
East Carter. They play here.
They playing here?
Yeah.
Against East Carter
All
championship.
right, great.
Are they going to televise it?
Okay, moving along. Vendor claims. On deck. Who's got the vendor claims?
Tommy already took care of it.
It's already, that's what I thought. So,
Yeah, he already took care of
Need to
it.
vote to what to pay.
Yes.
so we need to vote for them? All right.
With the sunlight paid, they're all paid.
Well, they're all paid, right? So we don't need nothing on that. So we're good to go.
We're good.
We got any other individuals or delegations here that need to speak to us, to the court? Yes, sir. Oh, boy, yeah. There is something. I forgot about that too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to put that on there.
Joe Curtis said that's good.
That's good?
Still
All right.
that. Yeah, I got that just before we came over here, I got his email.
You got that form?
I don't know if I brought it over here or not, but it was I might not have brought it over here, Jim, but it's the permit.
It's that
So he
permit.
said it's still good.
Okay, this is Mark Johnson. He came to the court some time back and talked about the removal of dirt from the old soccer field up to the new soccer field.
Yes.
He talked to me about it. I asked him to come here tonight and just address that. That we have a permit. We spoke to Joe Kerr today. He says that permit is still good. And let me read this to you. This is from the Energy and Environmental Cabinet?
Yep.
All right, from the Energy and Environmental Cabinet, Department of Environmental Protection. And I believe we had somebody from the Corps of Engineers who were talking about this. But anyway, it's in reference to the stream construction permit for removal of 6 to 8 inches of topsoil for reuse at the new upland field locations outside of the base floodplain from approximately 400 to 200 square foot area in the left descending floodplain of Long Branch at about stream mile 0.2. The coordinates, got the coordinates on here in the city of West Liberty. Dear Morgan County Physical Court, your request for an extension of your stream construction permit was received August 9th, 2022. Since there is no changes in the original plans or circumstances involved, your permit extension is approved. Please note all restrictions and requirements on the previous permit are still applicable. So, Mr. Johnson, you would like to add on to any of this?
Oh, I think it's very well covered. It's unusual for me. Usually I gotta go into the whole spiel about stuff.
I think the court heard this before. Did he hear once before about this?
Miles see me outside and said, "Oh."
Yeah.
Usually people find out new stuff.
Yeah. Well, this has already been looked at by the Corps of Engineers. It's been looked at by the Environmental Cabinet.
It did not require anything from the Corps of Engineers.
Yeah, they were out. They said this not
They said they didn't need to pay for it.
Yeah.
From their permit.
Yeah. So.
With them. So this is an extension of the original.
Yeah.
Again, I couldn't get back in here to discuss stuff.
Yeah.
With the other administration, and so I contacted them, and I said, nothing's changed. I said, they're getting ready to change hands. Can we extend this? And he said, yes, it's no problem. So this is the letter saying that nothing, as far as permit goes, has changed. And so they extended it for another year.
And what I would like to do is give those instructions to the roads department at some time down the road after we get some of this other stuff done, because all this is going to be is manpower for us and gas to go down there and pick it up and take it up to the soccer field and spread it. And if the court would approve that, I think it helped the youth and it helped out the soccer field out there. Of course, if we down the road, we need some more money out of whatever else we got to do up there. This is on county property too. It's going from county property to county property.
I did make the argument last time that this is not a small organization. Just Little League Soccer. Seems like a lot of people still don't know about it, but we've actually had it probably 10 years or more, and we do service 120 plus kids each year, each season. So, it would be nice to have. We've done all the work back there as far as soccer goes. We hired people and done all the dirt moving stuff up there, especially after that become, the dump station after the tornado. We're the ones who paid for that and cleaned up and straightened back up. And it would be nice to have some topsoil on it, grow better grass, help cover up some rocks that's up there. I know my kids they get after me because I've been up there and had wheelbarrows and had them both up there picking up rocks just to dump on to the side.
I thought I seen some awful good looking dirt out from under that parking lot going down the road. I thought she could have
From
went
the
up
new
there.
parking lot?
Yeah.
Well, I thought so too, and then somebody told me that it was full of rocks, so I don't know.
It didn't look like it, what I seen.
What's the time frame on it? Like when does the soccer season start, practice?
Well, it's a fall sport. When does the new league start?
We usually try to start in August when school starts.
So
we got time with all that drive.
yeah, we got time. It's one of those. We got time, but as soon as possible type situation. Because it is topsoil, we would have to go
I
back
don't
and
want to
seed
wait.
it and
Yeah,
get
I don't
grass
want to wait till
growing.
August. I'd like to do it this spring.
Yeah.
I want that soccer field down there to dry out before we start digging it up and taking it up there.
And Kathy mentioned that road there on the left of the parking lot. Soccer, we paid to gravel that at one point.
Wow.
And that's not even part of ours, but we felt responsible at that time because we had our parents and stuff running up and down that road. So we paid to gravel that, and I think it was upward close to $6,000-7,000 on the gravel we put just on that road to go up to our parking lot that's up there.
I think, I mean, whatever, all the commitment these parents have made and these kids have made to this up there, I think the least we can do is, go down there and remove that dirt and take it up to the side. They put a lot of blood, sweat, and their own money into it. And they're just asking us to take dirt from one area to the other. Environmental says it's okay, Forest says they have no dog in the fight. And, I don't know, we need a motion on that, but it's not really, but I'd like to have one, I'd like to.
I'll make a motion. We haul that dirt up there, put on the soccer field.
Anybody want to second that, or? Did I hear a second? All right, we have a motion on the floor, it's been properly seconded to remove the dirt in accordance with the permit granted to us by the environmental cabinet and move it from the soccer field, old soccer field, to the new soccer field at the wellness center. Is there any other questions or discussion? There being none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. All right, thank you, Mark. Appreciate you coming. All right, and one more thing before we leave, was the Masters got anything?
Kennard Cemetery Road.
Kennard Cemetery
We
Road?
need to get that, Miles, we have to get the notice out.
Yeah, we got the measurements on that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, we got the measurements on Kennard, so we gotta take those notices and put them up there now. Yeah, you got the kind of notice that we need to put up?
I do not, but it's just it's a very, like, line or two. I think Linda's done it a bunch, or whatever.
So Linda, if you can get those ready tomorrow, give them to Anthony, and we can go get those posted. All right?
Then next meeting, we vote, is that the formal vote?
Yeah, well, yeah, you gotta have, the notice gotta be up for like, about 3 weeks, but 30 days, whatever, to the next month, and then that gives people the ability to come in and say they don't like it. You gotta understand, if you do these things, then it turns it into a public cemetery, so people, they don't understand that. If you're gonna take public money, then you make things public, and then you can't keep other people out, so that just needs to be known by everybody. And we gotta have pretty much everybody on board for that access to it, because I don't know, since I've been here, we haven't really paid, the county hasn't paid for land that we've taken into the system. Either people want it in or they don't. So it's kind of like a voluntary thing, whether they do that or not.
We're taking it out.
Oh, well, that's a lot easier. Yeah, notice, and at least 3 weeks later, we can vote on it.
Yeah, so we'll put those signs up tomorrow, then we got we'll do 3 weeks, next week, we'll take it out.
We're looking, right at the top of the hill.
Okay.
Your fence, straight across, there's some, posts there, and that'll take it, they'll take in the back entrance too, and the little hill out there.
Make a circle on the cemetery.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we'll take all that in, keep it in.
Right.
We've already got
And
it.
then the back part will be closed.
Right, you can put a gate up, do whatever you want to. The McGoffin County side, believe it or not, is worse than the Morgan County side. So I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Morgan ain't that good.
Yeah,
McGoffin County is.
even down flat.
Yeah. Stingy Fork, I forgot to mention that road a while ago.
Anthony, he's talking about Stingy Fork.
Stingy Fork, the pipe is not handling the water, and it's run across to Ralph Campbell's driveway, and he's dragging and coming out.
Mm-hmm.
We've done stuff to it before, but I had the sheriff go up and talk to some people before, but they throw all their couches and appliances and stuff on the side of the creek bank and wait till it washes down in and plugs it off. But I think it still may need another pipe or clean out.
I've got it on the list of.
I thought we talked about
it.
No. It's on his list, I mean.
Yeah, that's a big situation we have here in Morgan County, and it's kind of all over the county. If you put all your trash by the river and then you get a big flood and then it's all gone, well, somebody just didn't come and pick up your trash. Now it's on down the river for everybody else to have to deal with, and it's an eyesore and it's an environmental disaster. And I mean, before too long, we're just going to have to start coming after people that do that. It is a travesty to ride the roads of the beautiful Morgan County, and all you see is a garbage dump all the way down the creek bank.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to bring up. You know.
I know what I'm getting ready to talk about.
All right, good.
There's some places, I don't want to name names yet because I'm going to give folks a chance. I'm going to call them and I'm going to talk to them and see if they can go out and remove that stuff, especially those big old white pieces of plastic and all those trees goes on forever. And I'm going to give them a chance to remove it. If they don't, then I'm going to turn it over to the gentleman over there in the corner.
Please do. That'd be great.
So, but I will give them a chance to clean it up first. So
We got the same problems. Trash bags all along the road. People don't secure their loads.
Yeah, and people going out and carrying trash to the transfer station, please secure your loads down. I stopped the other day and picked up a couple bags, and that's crazy. So please secure your bags. That's the best thing. So anything else?
Yeah, do we need a motion to sell those labels?
You have to declare, anything you sell, you gotta declare it's surplus property first.
Well, we're gonna be doing that later when we do all the salvage stuff. First we gotta get that.
Well, we probably need to get them back because we're still liable for them.
Exactly. So we'll get them back, and then when we do the salvage sale and auction and stuff like that, we'll put that and we'll sell them all together.
You gotta declare it all and set a sale date.
So we'll go with the process.
Well, we need to get them back because we're still liable.
Roger that. One other thing before we end here. Can I have everybody's attention, please? All right, Terry, what you doing back with all first responders in the room, law enforcement, all please stand. Any other first responders in here? There's one. What exactly? He's standing. Oh, he's all right. Oh, he's so short I can't see him. Veterans, will our veterans please stand? All veterans. Come on, Commander, stand up. I just want to recognize those folks. They've done a lot for us here in the community as well as this country, and I'd like to show the court would like to express our respect for you and our gratitude. So, that being said,
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Is there anybody? Does anybody want to object to this? Motion carried.
Hey, buddy.